What's up, Wrestle Scope Nation? You're not going to believe what just dropped in the wrestling world. And I mean, this is the kind of bombshell that's going to have the entire WWE Universe absolutely losing their minds. Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal is going to flip everything you think you know about the Royal Rumble on its head. Alright, so get this. Adam Pearce, WWE's general manager, the guy who's supposed to keep his cards close to his chest, just went on record predicting that Oba Femi is going to win the Royal Rumble. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Oba Femi winning the Royal Rumble. Now, before you hit that comment section calling me crazy, hear me out, because if this actually happens, it means WWE is about to do something absolutely insane with their WrestleMania plans. And I'm not talking about a feel-good story. I'm talking about completely derailing multiple superstars who've been grinding for years, all to push someone who just got called up. Is this the most disrespectful thing WWE could possibly do to the main roster talent? Or is Adam Pearce seeing something the rest of us are blind to? Drop your hot takes in the comments right now, because this is about to get heated. So let's break down exactly what happened here. During a recent interview, Adam Pearce was asked about potential surprise entrants and dark horse candidates for this year's Royal Rumble. Now, typically, Pearce plays it safe, gives us the corporate answers we'd expect, right? But not this time. He straight up said that Oba Femi has all the tools necessary to win the Royal Rumble, and that he wouldn't be surprised if Femi shocked the world at the event. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, that's just typical WWE hype. But hold on, because Pearce didn't stop there. He went on to compare Oba Femi to past Royal Rumble winners, specifically mentioning how certain winners came out of nowhere to capture that WrestleMania moment. He talked about Femi's undeniable presence, his freakish athleticism, and get this, his main event aura that apparently rivals any top star on the roster. Coming from the general manager, this isn't just casual praise. This is a signal. This is WWE telling us something without officially telling us. And you know what? That's exactly what's making the entire wrestling community absolutely implode right now. Twitter is on fire. Reddit threads are going nuclear. Everyone from hardcore fans to casual viewers is asking the same question. Is WWE seriously about to do this? Because here's the thing, Wrestle Scope fam. Predictions from someone in Adam Pearce's position don't just happen randomly. These are calculated moves. WWE knows that when their on-screen general manager makes a bold prediction like this, it generates buzz, it creates conversation, and most importantly, it sets expectations. But are these the right expectations to be setting? That's where things get controversial. For those who might not be fully caught up, let me give you the Oba Femi breakdown. This man has been absolutely dominating in NXT. We're talking about a physical specimen who stands at 6'4", weighs around 270 pounds of pure muscle, and moves like someone half his size. His strength is legitimate, his presence is undeniable, and his run as NXT North American champion was nothing short of impressive. Oba Femi is what WWE would call the total package. He's got the look, he's got the athleticism, he's got the intensity, and he's shown that he can perform in high-pressure situations. In NXT, he's been booked as an absolute monster, steamrolling through competition and establishing himself as one of the most dominant forces the brand has seen in recent years. But here's where the controversy kicks in, and this is important. Oba Femi has been on the main roster for what? A hot minute? While guys like Sami Zayn have been busting their tails for over a decade, while superstars like LA Knight finally got their moment after years of grinding, while talents like Chad Gable have been putting on absolute clinics week after week trying to get their WrestleMania moment, WWE might be ready to hand the biggest opportunity of the year to someone who just walked through the door? Can you imagine being someone like Shinsuke Nakamura, a multi-time champion, former Royal Rumble winner, absolute legend in this business, and watching WWE potentially give your spot to someone who hasn't even had a proper main roster feud yet? This is exactly the kind of booking decision that splits the fan base down the middle. On one side, you've got people saying, fresh faces, new stars, this is exciting. On the other side, you've got fans absolutely furious saying, what about the people who've earned it? What about building stars properly? What about rewarding loyalty? And both sides have legitimate points. That's what makes this so fascinating and so frustrating at the same time. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about Oba Femi. This is about WWE's entire philosophy when it comes to building stars and pushing talent. WWE has a history, and I mean a long history, of rocket-strapping certain superstars. We've seen it with Brock Lesnar, who won the WWE Championship within months of his debut. We've seen it with Roman Reigns, who got pushed to the moon despite massive fan backlash for years. We've seen it with Ronda Rousey, who main-evented WrestleMania in her first year with the company. Sometimes it works brilliantly. Brock Lesnar became one of the biggest draws in wrestling history. Roman Reigns eventually transformed into the best character in all of wrestling. But sometimes it backfires spectacularly.
Remember when they tried to make Vladimir Kozlov a main eventer overnight? Remember the Ryback mega push that fizzled out? Remember when they tried to force-feed us Bobby Lashley's first run? The question we have to ask ourselves is this: is Oba Femi ready for this level of spotlight? Because winning the Royal Rumble isn't just winning a match, it's being handed the keys to the kingdom. It's being told, you're going to WrestleMania in the main event scene. That's a massive responsibility, and the pressure that comes with it has broken superstars before. Now, here's where I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute, because it's only fair. Maybe, just maybe, WWE sees something special in Oba Femi that justifies this kind of push. Maybe they've learned from past mistakes. Maybe they have a fully developed character arc planned out that will make this all make sense. Oba Femi has the physical tools that WWE absolutely loves. He's got that larger-than-life presence that translates well to casual audiences. He's young, he's hungry, and he's shown in NXT that he can handle big moments. In WWE's eyes, right weight. Why not strike while the iron is hot? But then again, and this is where my skepticism kicks in, WWE has also shown us time and again that they'll sacrifice long-term storytelling for short-term shock value. They'll derail perfectly good storylines just to do something unexpected. They'll ignore years of character development to pop a rating. So which is it? Is this a genius move or a disaster waiting to happen? The honest answer? We won't know until we see how it plays out. But that uncertainty is exactly why Adam Pearce's prediction has everyone talking. Let's talk WrestleMania implications, because that's really what the Royal Rumble is all about, right? The winner gets to headline the biggest show of the year, and that decision reverberates through the entire wrestling industry. If Oba Femi wins the Royal Rumble, we're looking at a completely reshuffled WrestleMania card. Suddenly, someone who wasn't even in the conversation 2 months ago is in the main event picture. That means established stars get pushed down the card. That means dream matches get postponed or canceled entirely. That means storylines that have been building for months might get scrapped. Let's say Oba Femi wins and challenges for the WWE Championship. That could mean Cody Rhodes, if he's still champion, defends against a relative unknown at WrestleMania, instead of having that epic showdown with someone like Seth Rollins or CM Punk that fans have been clamoring for. Or if he goes after the World Heavyweight Championship, we're looking at potentially Gunther facing someone he has zero history with instead of a heated rivalry match. The WrestleMania match card is sacred territory in wrestling. These are the matches that define legacies, that create iconic moments, that fans talk about for decades. Is WWE really willing to gamble one of those precious spots on an unproven commodity? But let's flip the script again. What if this creates the perfect underdog story? What if Oba Femi winning the Rumble leads to a WrestleMania build where the established champion has to prove themselves against this younger, hungry challenger? What if WWE uses this as an opportunity to create genuine tension and uncertainty going into WrestleMania? The wrestling business thrives on unpredictability. When fans know exactly what's going to happen, interest wanes. Maybe, just maybe, this is WWE's way of reminding us that anything can happen in professional wrestling. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the fans, because at the end of the day, fan reaction determines whether a push succeeds or fails. We've seen it happen before. WWE can push someone to the moon, but if the fans reject them, that push is dead in the water. The reaction to Adam Pearce's prediction has been mixed, to put it mildly. You've got one segment of fans who are genuinely excited. They're tired of seeing the same faces in the main event picture year after year. They want fresh blood. They want to see new stars being created in real time. For them, Oba Femi represents possibility and potential. Then you've got the other side, the fans who are absolutely livid. They see this as WWE once again ignoring the people who've paid their dues. They see it as disrespectful to the veterans who've given everything to the company. They see it as WWE playing favorites and pushing whoever fits their preferred aesthetic, rather than rewarding merit and hard work. And here's the brutal truth. Both sides are right. WWE does need to create new stars. The company can't survive on nostalgia and part-timers forever. But they also need to respect the journey of the superstars who've been grinding away for years, building connections with the audience, perfecting their craft. The real question is, will fans give Oba Femi a fair shot? Or will they reject him before he even gets a chance, viewing him as management's pet project rather than a legitimate main eventer? Because we've seen how ugly that can get. The boos, the you deserve it chants directed at opponents, the hijacking of segments. If WWE does pull the trigger on this, they better have a rock-solid plan to get fans invested in Oba Femi's journey. Because if they don't, this could become one of the biggest booking disasters in Royal Rumble history. So Wrestle Scope Nation, here's where we're at. Adam Pearce has thrown gasoline on the Royal Rumble fire by predicting Oba Femi to win the whole thing. Whether this is legitimate insider information, strategic misdirection, or just WWE testing the waters to gauge fan reaction, one thing is absolutely certain. This has got everyone talking. Is Oba Femi ready for this moment? Does he deserve it over other superstars who've been waiting for their opportunity? Will WWE actually follow through, or is this just smoke and mirrors? These are the questions that are going to dominate wrestling conversation until the Royal Rumble takes place. My take? WWE is either about to create their next megastar, or they're about to learn a very expensive lesson about rushing the process. There's no middle ground here. This either works spectacularly or fails catastrophically. And honestly, that's what makes this so compelling. That's why we're all glued to every development. That's why wrestling is the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. One thing I know for sure, when that Royal Rumble countdown hits and we get down to the final few competitors, if Oba Femi is still in that ring, the roof is going to explode one way or another. Whether it's cheers or boos, the reaction is going to be massive. All right, Wrestle Scope fam, now it's your turn. I want to know what you think. Is Adam Pearce right? Should Oba Femi win the Royal Rumble? Or is this the most ridiculous prediction you've ever heard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a heated discussion going. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the wrestling conspiracy chaos, smash that like button. It helps us keep bringing you the best wrestling content on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed to Wrestle Scope, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop breaking news, analysis, and predictions that you won't find anywhere else. Share this video with your wrestling friends and let's see if we can blow up the wrestling community with this debate. Trust me, they're going to want to hear about this. Until next time, Wrestle Scope Nation, keep watching, keep debating, and remember, in WWE, anything can happen. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.